In today's news, the BVI records 101 additional COVID-19 cases within 48 hours as the total active cases leap to 357.
Banco Popular Road Town branch closed abruptly due to the suspected detection of COVID-19 cases. A large number of clients left awaiting services. However, online banking options are still available.
And the BVI Ports Authority workers to get increments and one-off ex-gratia payment in 2022, says Premier Fahie.
Have you seen these men? The Immigration Department has issued a 2021 persons of interest list and are asking for your help.
And approximately 150 families within the BVI benefited from the full family support network during the Christmas period. Well, we get to these and more stories when 284 News return.
You value traditions. You value music. You value education. Family.
I love you.
Service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
Welcome everybody. It is Thursday, December 30th, 2021. A terrific Thursday to each and every one of you. We're coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the beautiful British Virgin Islands. Of course, our home, our paradise. I'm Ron Grant.
I'm Kamal Haynes, and we start today's newscast on the subject of COVID-19, where we see the British Virgin Islands has recorded 101 additional COVID-19 cases within a space of 48 hours to take the tally of active coronavirus cases in the territory to 357. But this was revealed in an epidemiological summary dated today, Thursday, December 30th, which revealed that some 287 cases are now on Tortola, while 69 are on Virgin Gorda and 1 on a vessel. Well, according to the analysis of the active cases, 193 are local cases and 109 are contacts of cases, while 29 were detected during travel screening and 21 on entry screening day 0. But at the time of the publication, a total of 8 persons were hospitalized. Viewers, to date, the BVI has recorded 39 COVID-19 related deaths, and the data also revealed that some 17,038 persons in the BVI are now fully vaccinated, while 1,446 persons are partially vaccinated. Ron, obviously this is some concerning news as we see somewhat of a pattern that would have somewhat being reminiscent to what happened earlier this year.
Correct.
In July, August, where we would have seen somewhat of a continuous gradual increase. Then the numbers started to drastically increase and it became very concerning. And as we know, we are in the period of festivities. We would have obviously just finished Lobster Fest. Then to come into the other festivities where we would have had some other events coming on, where we would have had somewhat of quote-unquote social gathering events, and now we're somewhat seeing the effects of such. And obviously, with the territories, borders open, it obviously welcomes that of the other variants of viruses, COVID-19 viruses to the territory, which, as we would have heard the acting chief medical officer, Dr. Ronald Georges, say that we have the Delta variant version of the COVID-19 here in the territory, and we would have seen the ramifications of that variant in terms of how contagious it is and the impact it has in terms of illnesses on persons.
Absolutely. Kamal, one of the things that we have to look at when we analyze the COVID-19 situation, it is like deja vu, as you said, all over again. However, we have to look at the pattern, not only locally, but regionally and internationally. The cases continue to rise across the region and particularly within the international scene. So I do think we have to glean from what we're seeing on the international scene. It's not a welcomed feeling. We don't appreciate it. However, it is expected. Unfortunately, the cases are expected to rise with the movement, the traffic, the increased tourism product and welcoming of visitors. And then we have to also look closely at our close proximity to the U.S. Virgin Islands, in which we continue to do a lot of business with them. So that plays an enormous factor as well. Viewers, the Immigration Department is seeking the public's assistant in locating some 12 male fugitives believed to still be in the British Virgin Islands. Now, Chief Immigration Officer Mr. Ian Penn has confirmed that the 11 individuals pictured are persons of interest within the Immigration Department for the period of 2021. Now, the matter, which has been reported, of course, to the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force and is an ongoing active investigation. 11 of the men are of Haitian descent, while one is Venezuelan. The Chief Immigration Officer is asking any member of the public who may have any information or have seen any of the men pictured below in the photo to please contact the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force hotline at 311 or the Immigration Department. Of course, Kamal, once the news broke of the fugitives and the persons of interest, many persons really had quite a number of questions to ask in this regard. What is the issue exactly that resulted or may have contributed to these men being in the territory, whether it is by boat? We know that there have been several raids within the territory at local establishments. To our knowledge, based on the information received, those are not related. But also, this is a 2021 list, and persons are asking, well, why is it only now we are receiving this list? At what point did these men be deemed fugitives? Why are we now only being alerted that they are fugitives? Could we have seen them before and not knew? So I think these are some of the questions that we've been getting from our newsroom, of course, through social media, persons being of concern. What exactly is the situation concerning these 12 fugitives?
Well, that is good. Those are all great questions, Ron. I think what we would have seen throughout the year, as you would have seen with a number of press releases or a number of stories, I should not say press releases, because press releases usually indicate that the organization would have issued the press release. But we would have seen several stories where a number of persons would have escaped custody,
correct,
especially persons of Haitian descent. And there have been somewhat of a hush-hush situation within the Immigration Department, where we would have tried to contact on several occasions the head of the Customs Department, and it was basically mum. There was no response regarding these, and now we are saying at the end they're basically asking the public to assist in a situation where we, as media persons, could have helped in basically assisting them initially from the get-go. Probably, who's to know? Probably by now, at least half of that list probably would have been apprehended and caught. But when you allow a situation to basically unfold and then you wait till last minute, then for the public, sometimes it makes a difficult situation even worse.
I completely agree. Viewers, continuing on, bank officials of Banco Popular Rotan branch have confirmed today, December 30th, 2021, the abrupt closure of the bank due to the suspected detection of COVID-19 cases. Now, clients were abruptly met with a notice of closed until further notice sign. It is unclear how long the closure will last. Now, on December 28th, 2021, bank officials issued a statement via its social media page informing the reduced hours and services due to the present COVID-19 spike in cases to the general public. The statement said, and I quote, "To all our clients, due to the current increase of COVID-19 cases within the USVI and BVI starting Wednesday, December 29th, 2021, branches and customer service centers will limit client entry to 5 to 10 persons, depending on the facility size and capacity." They continued by saying and reminding really the public that online banking is still an option and open for services. They said, and I quote, "Remember, you can always count on the online banking tools available to conduct transactions such as Mi Banco Mobile, Mi Banco Online, Mobile Easy Deposit, and Mobile Withdrawal. Automated teller machines and telebanco services will remain available 24 hours, 7 days a week." Now, for assistance, they said the general public may call 1-888-724-3659. Again, that number is 1-888-724-3659. Any additional changes in operations will be notified. For more information about the services, you can stay, of course, they're encouraging you to stay locked to their social media page. Now, as of press time, no additional information as to the closure of the office today and how long it will be closed for was updated on the social media page. Efforts, of course, to reach Banco Popular's head office in St. Thomas for further details by our newsroom was unsuccessful. Of course, viewers, we're going to have more details as they become available. Kamal, the banking situation in the BVI, and I want to particularly point out the situation as it pertains to Banco Popular. one of the more popular banks within the Virgin Islands, especially for persons who do and deal with the United States transactions. It's an easier feasibility for them. Even before the onset of COVID-19, even when cases are not at its highest, Banco Popular seems to continue to limit the services of the BVI public at any given day. Not only the drive-through lines, but the lines for customers are literally wrapped around the building. In addition to that, the lines for drive-through are literally wrapped around the administration drive. Now, I respectfully understand the bank's claims that perhaps it's not a local decision. This is quite a developed and well-established bank. A lot of the decisions are made via St. Thomas or Puerto Rico. However, I think there needs to be quite a bit of a comprehensive review, and I think it is imperative that agencies like the Financial Services Commission that govern banks really look at the level of inconvenience that they're putting banks in. Again, even outside of the high level of cases, persons are having to stay in line for an hour to 2 hours, regardless of what the cases are. And now every time there's a surge, there's an excuse for 5 to 10 persons being allowed inside of the bank. This is absolutely unacceptable. I said it once again, and I say it again. It is unacceptable, and you're doing the people of the Virgin Islands a disservice and an injustice when you continue to make banking and business difficult. It is totally unnecessary.
Indeed, and obviously, Ron, this is the time where it's end of the month for a lot of persons who will be getting paid for the first time in the month and stuff. As you said, it's a disservice, and basically what it does, it shows those customers that they feel unappreciated.
Absolutely.
Know? And obviously they have families and loved ones that were dependent upon that withdrawal today, and know obviously they have to go back home empty-handed, which is a... And
I want to point out, Kamal, too, that in addition to the online services, many persons in all banking institutions continue to push that, and that's all well and good. A large percentage of our workforce, whether it be construction workers, those in the electrical and plumbing field, rely on the cash checking service, which literally means that they have to go to the bank in order to cash their check. The entire demographic is not going to be able to utilize your online services. So show some compassion and some respect for your clients, Banco Popular. It's about high time that you fix it. It's about high time that the agencies that govern banking institutions do something that absolutely would benefit the people of the Virgin Islands, because right about now, you're not benefiting us at all.
Indeed. Well, viewers, up next, the BVI Ports Authority workers to get increments and one-off ex-gratia payment in 2022, says Premier Fahie. And stresses of shipping, as the BVI residents told to expect shipping delays as offices battle COVID-19 cases. But these are more stories after a word from our sponsors.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a brand new season of The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, a show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. It doesn't always involve suits and, bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. This season, I'm taking you on an entirely different journey, from chefs to dancers, philanthropists, communications specialists, and much more. I'm heading outside in the field to share the journey of some of the BVI's best and brightest men. From East End to West End, Borjingara, Jackson Lake, not forgetting Anigata. Our Virgin Islands gentlemen are doing the damn thing, and I'm so proud. Get ready to reason, reflect, and redirect. We are the movers and shakers of this generation, and we ain't afraid to show it. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 3 by yours truly, Ron Grant, raising a generation of greatness.
Welcome back, viewers. But the BVI Ports Authority will be giving all employees 1 year of increments, and those whose hours were docked last August will be receiving a one-off ex-gratia payment to compensate for their loss. But this was revealed by Premier and Minister of Finance Andrew Fahie during an issued statement on Wednesday, December 29th. Well, according to the Premier, the Board of Directors at the Ports Authority made the aforesaid approvals in recognition of the invaluable service displayed by the employees following the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, he said, and I quote, Well, in August 2020, during the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, the BVI Ports Authority made a tough decision to reduce the hours worked by its hourly paid staff as the operational needs of the organization reduced. As a result, these employees' salaries were affected because they were only paid for the hours worked, and they took home less than they would have under normal circumstances. I am pleased to inform the public that the Board of Directors of the BVI Ports Authority have approved 1 year of increments to be paid to all its employees upon successful completion of their performance appraisal by the first quarter of 2022. In addition, all port employees whose hours were reduced in 2020 due to the impact of COVID-19 will receive a one-off ex-gratia payment from the BVI Ports Authority, end quote. Well, Premier Fahie said the recent decision by the Ports Authority's Board of Directors is a direct result of the many policies set out by his government to revive the BVI economy during the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, he said, and I quote, "I am glad to have the workers at the BVI Ports Authority recognized for their invaluable service. This has been made possible due to your government's many successful policies that significantly contributed to the positive surge being experienced in our economy despite the ongoing challenges created by COVID-19. We thank the staff of the BVI Ports Authority for their hard work and continued dedication to the authority during the pandemic, which is ongoing," end quote. Well, in May 2020, the Ports Authority, in a memorandum dated May 13th, which was addressed and issued to managers and staff, stated they were cutting the regular working hours of its staff due to financial constraints caused by the pandemic. Of viewers, the regular 40-hour per week schedule was reduced to 30 hours per week. Around, for some persons, a lot would say that this, whilst it may be welcoming, it's a decision that was made far too late. As
Right.
a lot of those persons would have had to undergo reduced hours for a prolonged period, basically missing out on the monies they would have been accustomed to. A lot of persons have expenses that don't necessarily change because your hours may change. They have mortgages that still stands, rent that still stands, school bills for their children that may still stand, and while a lot may welcome it, there's still a lot of persons that are still frustrated that the decision was even made in the first place.
In addition to that, Kamal, we must not forget that there are many other civil service agencies, official capacities, whether it be teachers and persons who are working in the government services who are still awaiting increments. This is since the onset. A promise since the onset of the Fahie administration. Of course, many would say that there have been a lot of hindrances, of course, with COVID-19, but I think official overhaul needs to be looked at when it comes to the backed up increments that civil servants are still to be paid. But in this case, it is a step in the right directions. Viewers, long before the onset of COVID-19, BVI residents have always complained, and I mean always complained, of experiencing shipping stress, including delayed, lost, or stolen packages, along with hefty shipping costs to get products to the BVI and the Virgin Islands on a whole. As COVID-19 cases continue to spike worldwide, BVI residents are being warned of shipping delays as international offices are severely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, with employees contracting the virus. One company in particular, namely Tortola Express, has issued a statement to its clients notifying of delays due to COVID-19. Tortola Express, in a Facebook post, said, and I quote, "Dear patrons, we're sad to inform you that a crazy wave of COVID has struck our Miami team. This started the week before Christmas with a few cases disrupting the week's operation, with many out for testing and safety isolations. Unfortunately, now about half of our Miami team are currently positive despite considerable efforts to distance and separate the team." In addition to that, they said it's going to be a slower than usual week. The shipping company further stated that unfortunately this means that Miami processing might be slower than usual this week. "We are very sorry," they closed in saying in advance for the inconvenience and are doing our very best to mitigate the problem. Now, our newsroom viewers reached out to other shipping companies, namely SNS Shipping and E-Zone. Byron Chucky Hodge of SNS Shipping Company said it is truly business as usual for his company, and his Miami office has not been affected, thankfully, by the COVID-19 situation. However, Hodge did say, and I quote, "Shipping delays are due to a high level of passengers coming to the Virgin Islands, and as a result, cargo is being dumped off to accommodate passengers." Now, E-Zone representatives were unavailable for a comment. Kamal, it is the Christmas season, and of course, on top of that, is COVID-19, and many persons, when you look on social media, they continue to complain and track and worry about these packages. However, while here in the Virgin Islands, we've always had a problem with the cost, the delays, and the loss of packages. I do think that in this particular case, it is quite pleasing for the company to really come, that's Tortola Express, for example, namely, to come to the forefront and really speak to the customers and give them a statement outside of the difficulties that they may be having, just to update them on the matter. I know persons are frustrated. It's a long battle. It has been for quite some time. But the agencies, I do believe, after speaking to many of them today, I do believe that they're doing the best they can to really accommodate locals within the Virgin Islands due to the present situation. Viewers, go ahead.
Well, Ron, I'm sure I totally agree with you in terms of the companies doing their best in light of the COVID situation. But here again, we see somewhat of the impact of COVID-19. I'm a customer of Airpost, and usually we get our items extremely quick with Airpost. So I do understand the situation. I was glad to see that at least the company of that stature basically communicating well with its customers to allow them to at least be able to understand the circumstances they're going through. So I'm glad that they would have done it, and we do hope that their stuff, all the customer stuff do come through as soon as possible once they would rehired or find somewhat of a plan B to basically help.
To really come in and bring this problem to a fruition, because unfortunately it may continue. We don't know the longevity of the situation, so persons are asking to be patient. Viewers, up next, approximately 150 families within the British Virgin Islands have benefited from the FSN, that's the Family Support Network, during the Christmas period, and the public is invited to yet another time of praise and prayer. This is the last one for the year. Residents to make petition to God together on New Year's Day. Of course, this is hosted by the government of the Virgin Islands. All this and so much more after word from our sponsors. You're watching 284 News.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media at cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, the Family Support Network assisted approximately 150 families across the British Virgin Islands during the Christmas season with food supplies from their pantry, gifts to children, and counseling services to residents in need. Well, FSN's Treasurer Jasmine Deger made a disclosure during an invited comment from our newsroom recently, where she said her organization was able to help many residents during the festive season to provide some form of relief in several areas.
So far we have, as a ballpark, I would say at this point it's 150 people approximately, that families, not people, families. Family consists of 2 to about 10 to 12 in a family, so obviously that numbers varies on, the amount of individuals we have helped versus families. So yes, family is 150. We have helped with groceries mostly at this point, as in pantry supplies. We have helped every family we try to give gifts to. We have gotten gifts donation as in toys for kids, ages between 0 to about 12 to 14. So what we try to do is cover every family that we have. We try to cover all the kids in the family. And we have gotten gifts or toys for the kids from Zonta, Rotary, and the Catholic Church.
Odegaard also said that the Family Support Network has been very fortunate to receive numerous donations from several entities during the season to benefit residents in the territory.
During this Christmas season, we have gotten quite a bit of donations from various private entities. Also from the Lions Club made a very substantial donation towards the pantry. We got Maples, who restocked the pantry. So at this point, the pantry was fully restocked, but it's obviously getting low. From Thanksgiving to now, it was very stocked. Obviously, feeding this amount of people, inventory do get low.
Well, viewers, when asked of the organization's preferred type of donations, the girl said monetary and food donations are always the two preferred options. What she said, they both cover the majority of the critical areas of the organization, which allows Family Support Network to function effectively.
Two things that we need the most is monetary donation, because monetary donation goes towards counseling and it goes towards the office, because in order for us to provide a service, we need we have to pay staff to provide the service to the public. Even though what we are providing is free, but we have to pay the staff to conduct the service. So basically, the two things are our main focus right now of what I would like to see more of is donation towards the pantry, as in food supply or donation in kind, should I say, and monetary donation, because of paying for counseling sessions, we have to pay. We have in-house counseling, and we have to pay the staff. We have overhead. We have to pay someone who basically pack all the boxes for people to get their pantry supplies and everything like that.
Well, viewers, the treasurer said while the FSN is most known for providing shelter and food items to residents in need, the organization also offers counseling, which she said is one of the important services that some persons tend to overlook. Well, she said counseling has helped numerous women and men in the BVI, allowing them to get back on their feet and in the right mindset.
We provide shelter, we provide food, we provide counseling, because most of the victims we have seen go through the process of, I would say, a female leaves about 10 times and go back in order for her to actually leave. In the meantime, she's seeking counseling, and it's a pattern of where most women who have come in or been in this type of situation it's women who, obviously there is the pattern of, minimum wage, and not all of them is within that category. Domestic violence happen in all ways and forms, but I find that the women who need the more help are the women who are the less fortunate side of it. So unfortunately, sometimes most of these women have to seek counseling in order for them to build their self-esteem up, for them to, I guess, do this by themselves. They have to get that motivation. You have to build their confidence up again. So, even though the counseling side of what we do don't get any recognition, it goes a very long way to get women out of this situation and not just women, men also.
Well, meanwhile, the GEAR also informed the public that the Family Support Network will be operating remotely until mid next week and will only be accepting emergency calls at the number 499-0999. Viewers, that is 499-0999.
Wonderful work by the Family Support Network. Viewers, closing out, throughout 2021, the government of the Virgin Islands, under the leadership of the Premier, the Honorable Banco, has probably more often than any government in the history of the Virgin Islands held sessions of prayer and praise in the Virgin Islands. All of the events held this year were an opportunity for legislators and residents to pray for the territory amidst a very turbulent year. As the territory comes to an end, the public is once again invited to a time of praise and prayer on Saturday, January 1st, 2021 at the Queen Elizabeth II Park from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. This special service hosted by the government of the Virgin Islands in collaboration with the churches across the territory is inspired, of course, by the scripture, which is on our website, of course, and we encourage you, if you're interested, to come out and support. Viewers, as we close out, we want to remind you that tomorrow at 11 a.m. we will be bringing you the latest Kamal in all the events of both local, regional, and international news that have taken place throughout this very busy year. Join myself and my colleague Kamal as we break it down for you, not only locally here in the BVI, from crime to politics to the highly anticipated and talked about COI. We're breaking it down and we're bringing to your remembrance some of the aspects that you might have forgotten. It's always a pleasure, but we're out of time. I'm Ron Grant.
I'm viewers, I'm Kamal Hayes. Have a great evening, viewers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.